start with the name of Allah, the most gracious and merciful. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you all doing well. And welcome to Women Fortune Tech, a wonderful participation in our podcast. So this session is designed to help the participant improve the clarity, confidence, and effectiveness in every conversation, whether in academic and professional of social society setting. Uh, Please, without further ado, I would like to invite my guest. Uh, First of all, I will introduce her. She is currently pursue a bachelor degree in English TESOL, teaching English to speaker of another language, having a strong interaction and communication in language development, and passionate about communication and individualized communication skill. So let's give her warm welcome, ma'am Farhana Fahim Abro. Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
Walaikum Assalam. Thank you so much for inviting me here.
How are you?
I am fine.
Are you ready for the session?
Yes,
Okay, over to you. Go ahead.
thank you so much. Okay, so my PPT is visible to you all.
Yes, it's visible, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Assalamualaikum everyone. As ma'am already give my introduction, so let's have a quick introduction again. My name is Farhana Fahim Abro. I am a BS English scholar with a specialization in TESOL, teaching English to the speakers of other languages from Begum Nusrat Bhutto Women University, Sakkar. Alongside my academic journey, I have completed a part-time course in graphic design from IBA Sakkar. My areas of interest include communication skills, women empowerment, and skill development. These areas are closely connected because strong communication gives people confidence and confidence leads to empowerment. Now, the focus of this webinar is to help you build clear, confident, and impactful communication skills for your academic and real life situations. Whether you are a student, a future professional, or someone who wants to express themselves in a better way, this session is meant for you. Now, before we start, I want you to pause for a moment and think about your day so far. How many times have you communicated today? Maybe you spoke to a family member, maybe you replied to someone or asked someone for help, or maybe you listened someone even without realizing it. Communication has already been a big part of your day. So anyone who wants to share their day and who wants to tell me that they have communicated today. Okay, so let's move to the topic now. Many people believe that communication is only about speaking fluently or using correct grammar, but in real life, communication is not just words. It is about understanding others and being understood or make someone to understand yourself. It includes how we speak, how we listen, what is our tone, our body language, and even how we remain silent at times when other person are speaking. Now that we understand why communication matters, let us first clearly understand what communication actually is. So when we talk about communication for real life, we are talking about the way we share ideas, feelings, needs, and information in our daily interactions. Communications happens everywhere at home when we explain our feelings to our family members or to our parents, to our siblings. in class, when we ask questions to the teacher, or when we participate in discussions, and when we even communicate with our classmates or with our friends, or at work when we coordinate tasks or express opinions, when we like two colleagues communicate with each other, or they are participating, or they are building the teamwork between them. Even in society, when we interact with people we may not know them personally. So real life communication is not perfect. It is not always planned. You don't know that when you want to speak or when you need to speak. That is all spontaneously, or it is not planned. Sometimes it is emotional, sometimes it is hurried, or sometimes it is misunderstood even. That is why understanding communication as a life skill is important. Now the key point. Okay, so the communication includes speaking, listening, body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and even silence. For example, you might say, I am fine, but your tone or facial expressions might communicate something completely differently. Like, let's take an example that you are sitting in a professional setting and someone asks you that, how are you? So you are formally saying that I am fine, and your gestures or your body language is very formal. Likewise, and unlike this, we see that we are sitting with our friends and we are exhausted or anything like situation, and we said that I am fine. So our body expressions, our body language, our face expressions, our tone, our pitch, everything is different from the way we are sitting in the professional setting. So this matters more in communication. Now, the key point here is that real life communication focuses on meaning and understanding, not just the correct language. If your message or your meaning is communicated in a better way, that no matters their language is correct or not. You can speak perfect English, but your if message is not understood or your tone creates confusion, communication has failed. When you are sitting in a professional seating, or you are talking in very informal way, or you say it, nah, 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 let's meet here, or no, this is not right way. So you don't know how to communicate formally in a formal setting, and you don't know where to communicate in different contexts and how to communicate. So your communication is failed, and you don't, because you don't know how to communicate in different settings and in different contexts. So now, what that we know that what communication is in real life. The next question is why communication matters, why we are discussing here right now, and why we always think about a good communication skills. Let's see this. Communication, of course, matters because it affects every area of our lives. If we are unable to communicate our feelings, our emotions, our ideas, so we are nothing. We are lacking everywhere in every context. Firstly, communication builds relationships. Healthy relationships depends on clear and respectful communication. When you know how to talk with someone, how to talk with our elder, with our parents, we often talk respectfully or communicate respectfully with our parents. Whereas if we talk about the siblings, so we are our tone and our communication skills or our body language even changed, because we know that this is disrespectful to talking with the very disrespectful way from with our parents. But if we with our siblings we communicate, or we in a very disrespectful way, that doesn't matters. So it strengthens the relationships when people feel heard and understood and respectful. Secondly, communication prevents misunderstandings. Many conflicts do not happen because of bad intentions, but because of messages are not communicated clearly or listened to properly. When you don't give attention to the message or to the speaker in a proper way, so you misunderstood something, and this happens, or this lack the communication skills of both. Now, thirdly, communication supports personal and academic or professional success. Students who communicate confidently, participate, and ask questions are they learn more effectively. Like, let's take example of two students, both are in same class, but one speaker or one student is very confident. They know how to speak, they know how to clear their doubt and how to ask question. He will definitely achieve the success in their life because he know that how to clear his or her doubts. Whereas if we talk about someone or a student that is shy or that doesn't know how to speak well, or how should I communicate to teacher and how can I clear my doubt, so there, that's mean he's not learning in a proper way, because he in his mind there is a lot of confusion about the topic, about the class, but he's unable to explain them or he's unable to clear that doubt. So this is how communication matters a lot in your academic setting. Whereas in professional life, good communication improves teamwork, leadership, and problem solving skills. When in your professional life, you know how to communicate with your colleagues, how to collaborate with your colleagues, and how you are participating in a group project. So this strengthens your professional settings or a professional success and gives you a more opportunities because you know your communication skills are better. Another important point is confidence. When people can express themselves clearly, their self confidence increases. They feel more comfortable sharing ideas and standing up for themselves respectfully. So, communication is not just a skill, it is a foundation for success, relationship, and personal growth. Now let's move to the there as we know that there are the different types of communication we use normally, or various communication types. Firstly, we have verbal communication. Verbal communication involves, it can be spoken word, face to, or it can be through face to face interactions, through conversations, through classroom discussions, or it can be through phone calls where we spoke to one another or we use our words to convey our messages. Or in verbal communication, clarity, tone, and choice of words are very important. Secondly, non-verbal communication that includes our body language, our facial expressions, our gestures, postures, eye contact, tone, pitch, and often non-verbal communication communicates emotions more strongly than the verbal communication. For example, during the presentation, a student is crossing his arms. So this might give negative impact on teachers or on audience, or it shows that the student is like it shows discomfort kind of, or if the words are polite. Now, thirdly, communication, written communication that includes messages, reports, assignments, presentations, and written notices. Written communication requires clarity, because if you are not clear, if your written messages are not clear, the reader might misunderstand your message, or he might get confused that what the writer is trying to make understand. Simple structure or clear language are essential in written communication. Now, lastly, there is visual communication that includes images, charts, diagrams, symbols, and presentation slides. Visual communication helps explain ideas quickly and supports understanding, especially for complex information. Like if I am showing a picture of something, so it is very helpful for students to understand or to get that point very effectively or very quickly. So in real life communication, we usually use more than one type of communication at the same time. Yes, like let's take an example that I am the speaker. So I am using these all type of communication right now at the same time. I am using the verbal communication. You can see my, you can hear my voice. I am speaking and I am explaining my the topic through spoken words. Then there is, I am using the verb non-verbal communication. I am moving my hands, or I am focusing or giving the full attention to the slides. Then written communication, there are the written text in front of you. You can see that I am using that too. And visual, I am using the visual or the PPT, colorful PPT that attracts people. So these four skills or these four types of communication I am using at the same time, and this usually happens. Now let's move to the our main thing, that why our communication often fails or lacks. That are barriers to effective communication. Even with good intentions, communication can fail due to barriers. Yeah, there are many barriers due to which a speaker lack the communication skills. One common barrier is language barrier, like using difficult words, unfamiliar accents, or unclear pronunciation can confuse the listener. For example, there are two speakers and they are communicating with each other. Let's say that the one speaker is Sindhi and other speaker is Urdu. So the Sindhi speaker is talking in Urdu due to the second speaker is Urdu. So the Sindhi that uses the Urdu language, he might or he often mixes the both languages in his conversation or in his communication. So this is the language barrier that another speaker would get confused due to the mix of languages. So that is the one of barrier that is more common or more major barrier. Then there is emotional barrier. Emotional barriers are the strong emotions like anger, stress, frustrations can block effective communication. When emotions take control, messages become unclear. For example, let's take the example of a child who is crying and who is communicating or who wants to communicate that I want milk or I want food for myself, and he's crying as well. So so he is unable to communicate his thought or his communication because he is crying, and that is an emotional barrier that due to we can't understand his message, that what he is trying to say, because he is crying continuously. So this is the emotional barrier that he lacks in communication. Then another barrier is physical and environmental barriers. These also affect communication, like noise, distractions, poor seating, or technical issues in online communication reduce understanding. Like like right now I am communicating with you, but if I am distracted or there is noise in my home or in front of me, so I might lack in communication and I might lack to understand you my topic. So this is how these barriers affect. Then there is cultural and social barriers that occurs when people from different backgrounds communicate differently. There, I have a very nice example here. For example, we all know that there is a Gen Z and millennials. So in millennials, for them, the showing thumb ups is a disrespectful way. That if we show thumb ups to our elders, this is a very disrespectful way. But to the Gen Zs, it is about showing thumbs up is about like that's great and good luck and nice. So there, these are the cultural or social barriers. Or in another countries, it is also affect, like some countries are using the thumbs up to saying good luck or to great, or some cultural or some societies are not finding it in as a good gesture. So these are the cultural and social barriers. We have to be very cautious about how to communicate and where to communicate according to the context or situations. Then another barrier is psychological barrier that includes fear, lack of confidence, bias, or negative past experience. For example, if speaker is has a lack of confidence and he wants to clear his doubt, but he is not confident enough to ask someone or clear his doubt. So this includes psychological barrier that he is afraid of asking, he is afraid of talking to someone, and he has no confidence. Then lastly, there is poor listening and assumptions. It is a major problem. Many people listen to reply, not to understand. Exactly. We are often in a hurry, and we often misunderstood the message, and we are in a hurry and we just say okay, 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 that's fine. So we didn't even understand or we didn't even listen to the speaker that what he was saying, but we are in a rush or we said okay, that's fine. So this creates misunderstanding and later this can be the reason of a big conflict as well. Now before moving forward, let us pause for a short reflection activity. I want you to think silently for a moment. Which communication barrier do you face most often in your daily life? Anyone who wants to speak or who wants to communicate now? No one? Okay, so you don't need to share until or unless you want to. I just add this reflection that helps you to connect the topic with your real life. So if anyone is willing to tell me or to answer this. All right, let's move ahead. Let's move to the strategies to overcome communication barriers. Although there are many barriers, but yet there are many strategies to improve or to overcome that barriers. Firstly, the one effective strategy is using clear and simple language. Simple words and short sentences improve understanding. When you use your very simple language or very clear way, so your message will be more organized and easy to understand. Then another effective strategy is active listening. That means listening with full attention without interrupting and responding thoughtfully. When you are giving the full attention to the speaker and you are listening that what he is trying to communicate or what he is saying, so this will improve their communication or this broke the barrier, one of the barriers. Then there is managing emotions, that is also important, like managing your emotions and having the control on your emotions can have the big impact on your communication skills, and this helps you communicate more effectively. Then being aware of body language, that helps support spoken words. Open postures, eye contact and appropriate gestures improve communication, like in during a presentation, moving your hands or maintaining eye contact with audience help you communicate your ideas in a better way. Then there is respecting cultural differences, help avoid misunderstanding. Being open-minded and respectful makes communication smoother. When you respect each other culture or when we respect the every cultural differences, so we avoid or it helps us avoid misunderstanding and makes the communication respectful and smoother. Finally, asking for feedback and clarification that ensures the message is understood and correctly. Ask if the message is unclear, so the speaker, reader or listener should ask the clarification that could you please repeat your question or repeat your thought that you have told me before. So this helps them to make feel included or respectful, or he and builds the effective communication skills. Small changes in how we listen and respond can remove many communication barriers. Now, let's move to the practicing and improving. It is a bit Practicing and improving is a major part of the good or effective communication. When we practice regularly in conversation, discussions, and presentations, that helps us build confidence. Like we often engage in the daily conversation with our friends, with our students, and with our classmates. This helps us build confidence, and this also gives you exposure to different opinions and to different contexts. And giving the presentations again and again in your classroom helps you feel more confident and communicate your ideas more perfectly. Or public speaking, talking in a public place without any fear, without any fear of mistake or any misunderstanding. This is this uh, practice helps you improve your communication better. Then another is recording yourself. Speaking can help you notice tone, clarity, and pacing. When you record yourself, when like for example you are doing the rehearsal of your presentation, and you record yourself and listen to that recording, and you yourself notice that I am lacking here, my tone is very high there, my tone is very low, and I have this issue. So this helps you improve yourself more better when you yourself identify your mistakes or your uh, lack areas. Now another is seek feedback from peers, teachers, or mentors. Feedback help identifies areas for improvement. You should involve or you should participate in the communication with your peers, with your mentors, with your teachers, and ask them to provide you the feedback that where you are lacking and where you are good at. So feed, uh, feedback from others help also improve your communication skills. Then there is observe communication through books, talks, or interviews. There are many books on the communication skills that helps. There are many tips and techniques to help improve your communication skills. Students should read that to make their communication better. They should involve in the communication with native speakers through online apps or websites or many other things, or they can also participate in the interviews, role plays, and with their peers, with their students, with their classmates, also help them feel more confident and improve their self in clarity and understanding. Then there is reflect after communication. Ask yourself what went well and what is need to improve. Again, same thing, that when you reflect yourself and when you notice your own mistakes or your own lack areas, you will you have a roadmap to improve yourself, that I am doing wrong here, so I need to focus here more. So this is most important. Then there is expand vocabulary to express ideas more precisely and effectively. When reading different books gives you exposure to the different vocabulary. There are many synonyms and antonyms to one word. When you explore different words according to the situation and use them differently in a nice or structural way, helps you communicate in a better or good way. Now I have written the few recommendations for you. That includes books, apps, websites, and YouTube channels. Books are this. There is a one book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, that is written by Dale Carnegie. She's a very nice writer. He knows how to communicate well, and she is the very nice writer. You must go through this book. Then there is another book, Talk Like That by Carmine Gallo. I read this book too, and this is the nice book I ever read, and I would highly recommend this book to all of you for improvement your communication skills. Then there is apps. Elsa Speak. It is a AI powered tool that helps you to communicate or to improve your speaking tone or pitch. There is a AI powered tool that helps you to improve your speaking skills, and through the AI speaking you will definitely improve your skills. Then another app is Hello Talk. It is an app where you have to connect with native speakers and communicate with them through messages, through online calls, and through attending the webinars. And the best part is that native speakers provide you the feedback on how you are doing and what is the area that you need to improve yourself. So this app is highly recommended as well. Then there is website British Council. There they have provided many different exercises and activities for each level from advanced to intermediate, and they have added their exercises according to different levels, various levels of students. Then there is TED Talks, a YouTube channel where are many motivational speakers are available, and they empowers you or motivates you to communicate or to improve your communication skills. Then there is another YouTube channel that is Speak English with Mr. D. He is a very nice speaker, or you must go through this and listen or see their videos. They are very effective for your communication skills. I will also share the links or the references of these books with your sir if you want. Now let's conclude my topic, or in summarize, effective communication starts with active listening and clear expression. When you are a good communication, reduce misunderstandings, strengthens relationships, and build confidence. As we already discussed these things, barriers are common, but they can be overcome with awareness and practice. And lastly, remember that communication is not about being perfect, it is about being clear, respectful, and understanding. If you improve even one small aspect of your communication, you will see positive changes in your personal, academic, and professional life. Thank you so much for your attention. I would really invite or welcome any question you might have. Anyone who has questions related to my presentation? Okay, so as and no one has any question about my presentation, so if anyone can give me the feedback, or anyone can provide me the feedback of what should I improve in me, so that is welcome too. Let's communicate now, as we already discussed how communication matters and how to improve communication. Okay, so Ma'am Momina, would you like to say anything?
Okay, dear participants, now we will move to the end of the session. If anyone have any question, please ask from Ma'am Farhana. I guess they all are clear. Thank you so much, Ma'am Farhana, for such a wonderful session and for your insightful thoughts. I guess they all will benefit from this session and will improve their communication as we all know that it's the basic need of life and it's the basic skills which we all must need to develop and polished. So thank you so much everyone for joining us today. Once again thanks to you, Ma'am Farhana, for your time and session. Now you can leave. Allah Hafiz, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much, Lafis.
Allah Hafiz, ma'am.